Yeah.
I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won.
Yeah.
I hope my team they won.
Yeah. Man.
I hope my team they won.
Yeah.
I hope my team they won.
Yeah.
I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with David L. Rhodes, Jeffery Johnson, who's on assignment, Tariq Wilson, and Brandon King. This is the Indy Report. I don't know why my screen is acting all flaky today. Guess this is the one I need to use. There it goes. I hope you guys are having an outstanding week. It is Wednesday. I'm gonna go through the intro. We're gonna have some of the other folks in later in the show. I know folks, we got busy folks going on, and after what happened to Hampton, I can understand they might be on assignment for a little while. But welcome to episode 729 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast, a show that's covering the sporting HBCU diaspora, all things HBCU sports, for institutions large and small, from the NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture and HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, David L. Rhodes, along with my co-hosts who are now on assignment, Brandon King, Tariq Wilson, and Jeffery Johnson. We are filming from our home studios and sending the signal live to our KCOH 12:30 a.m. studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer Ralph Cooper in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University from Houston, Texas. Couple things that I wanted to discuss today before we get into the skinny of our topics. We'll go over the 3 games that we have this weekend. North Carolina A&T is playing Campbell at home. Hampton's homecoming is this week, and they have top 10 ranked Monmouth coming to Hampton, Virginia. And I'm not sure who Tennessee State plays, to be honest with you. So that's shame on me on that one. But I know those are going to be big ones. I got to figure out who Tennessee State's playing because my ignorance is here today. They are playing Western Illinois this weekend. So we'll go over those 3 games, give our thoughts on that, and we'll go over the results after the first break. I do want to talk about what's going on in the SWAC and the MEAC this weekend because I'm kind of fascinated by it. Well, from the MEAC side, I'm very fascinated. SWAC, I'm not as fascinated with some of the matchups. I think the big one is obviously the Magic City Classic with Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. I think that's pretty much the game of the week. Besides all the spectacle and the pageantry that's going to be happening this weekend, as somebody who had the privilege to go to the Magic City Classic, that's going to be a doozy, to say the least. I think it'll be big for Alabama A&M if that happens. Hey, Emmett, listen, I'm in Brian Fulford's pick 5 pool, and I picked A&T over South Carolina State because I thought that was an opportunity to do leverage, and they lost. I was undefeated until then, so it was very disappointing. I'm always on time. I try to be on time. But the Magic City Classic for the SWAC is pretty much the matchup for me this week. There's a couple other matchups, but I don't like FAMU and Southern typically would be like a big marquee matchup, but both of those teams aren't that good. The fascinating piece about Southern is that they let go of their head coach. Fred McNair is now the interim head football coach for Southern University right now. So it'll be fascinating to see how the team responds against FAMU. Coach Colsey's seat is pretty hot right now on the FAMU side of the fence as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see how Southern responds. So there's the intrigue to that. But the rest of the games, Prairie View's playing Lincoln, California for their homecoming. There was a big whole thing about the game not being sold out. And then I guess I don't know if that's a normal thing for Prairie View or not, but it seems like it because it seems like everything else was sold out but the game, but that's a whole different discussion point. This game here is fascinating, and as somebody that's from Columbia, South Carolina, I'm going to root for Benedict. It's amazing how quick that turnaround happened too, with Chennis leaving, and they're back to being undefeated. So it's kind of amazing to see Benedict do this, and I'm picking Benedict because my bias is showing, and that's fine. I have no problem with the biases when it comes to that against Albany State, but that is going to be a big game this weekend as well for the MEAC. I know folks don't like me saying this, but I think the MEAC championship might be decided this weekend at the school down the road's homecoming. Delaware State's coming into town. I think Delaware State has played very well in their out-of-conference play. I know how some folks are saying, well, they didn't beat anybody, but we don't say that about other schools when we talk about how good they've looked. They're number one in the nation in rushing. They're averaging over 7 yards per carry. So they know how to run the ball. And if you know how to run the ball, you have a chance to beat anybody. They went toe-to-toe with Monmouth for an extended period of time, who's a top 10 team in the country. So I think my biggest concern with Delaware State is the fact that they can't stop a cold. They can't stop anybody. Their defense is not good. I think if they can figure out a way to stop the school down the road once or twice, they could probably win this game. But I just don't know if they can, to be quite frank with you. Walker Harris is legit. As much as I don't like that school down the road, Walker, they got a heck of a quarterback. Chris Mosley's a heck of a runner. And my biggest concern with Delaware State is that they can't stop anybody. And because they can't stop anybody, it's hard to pick against the school down the road. I would like to see it. My donation still stands. Whoever makes sure that school down the road don't go win the MEAC, I will be sending a donation to that particular institution. So I'm going to stand by it if it happens. But it's going to be a tough one. The second matchup is more about the prestige of the coaches. We got Michael Vick versus Chennis Berry. We got Norfolk versus South Carolina State. Should be a good matchup to say the least. Well, not really. It's the intrigue is with the coaches. I guess reports came out that Michael Vick did move on from some of his defensive coaches. So we'll see how they look this weekend against South Carolina State. However, I expect Chennis to get the job done and the Bulldogs to get the job done this weekend against Norfolk State. I hope it's close, but I don't think it will be. I wasn't as high on South Carolina State this year, and I'm still not as high. But Norfolk, I didn't expect Norfolk to be that good because Norfolk's a tough job to begin with, but I didn't think they were going to be this bad. They're not that good. They've been in some close games, but they just don't know how to close out. And it's kind of the same script from last season as well because they had a lot of close games last year as well. So I mean, I think Vic is going to need more time to get it right. But I just don't see it. And we got Big Reek here, sir. How you doing?
I made it, man. I made it.
We're not going to talk about what happened last week. After the break. After the break.
Okay.
Not now. We're talking about MEAC play right now. So,
okay.
So, what are your thoughts on South Carolina State versus Norfolk?
Well, South Carolina State should win this one easily. This is it. Easily.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. This should be easy money. We talked about. Do you think Delaware State has a chance against the school down the road?
They sure do.
Okay. All right. So we're on the same page there.
They sure do.
I think this is going to be school down the road's toughest matchup in the conference.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that, and I know that folks believe South Carolina State is better than that, but I think they took a step back. I mean, I'm bitter, and I have a right to be bitter. I was there, but we shouldn't have lost to those guys 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We literally beat ourselves. I mean, we gave up 2 turnovers in the red zone. Like, you can't win games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that being said, they won the game. It is what it is there. I just don't think South Carolina State's that good this year.
They're not.
And I don't and they're going to have to go to Durham, which is a whole different ball game in itself, right? Like, School down the road has trouble beating South Carolina State in Orangeburg, but this game ain't gonna be in Orangeburg.
Mm-hmm.
And South Carolina State's trying to figure out who the quarterback's gonna be. Like they play two against us.
Oh, what happened? Oh, just neither one. They don't have a
No,
starter.
like when we played them during G-Ho, they had they benched Stubblefield. They benched him.
Wow.
Now I think they're probably gonna rotate, but Stubblefield did not look good. And then when the backup came in, they started clicking a little bit. Mr. King is here as well.
Hey,
What's going on, brothers?
hey,
Yeah,
y'all had a nice win, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the games after the break. Yeah,
Imagine
you're the only one
that.
that won. You don't. Well, luckily I didn't lose last week.
Right.
So I was on bye, so I didn't lose last week, which is beautiful to see.
Shoot, my team might lose the bye.
You know what? Let's go ahead and take the first break because I want to talk about these games. I actually watched a decent chunk of y'all game.
Ooh, why you do that? Well,
Why? I was at Hofstra and I had some time to kill.
okay.
And it was 1:00.
Yeah.
Y'all game was on. Did not expect to see I knew it was gonna be rough. Did not think it was gonna be that rough. All right. So let's get to our first commercial break while we see the baby in the shot. You know what I'm saying? And when we come back, we'll go over the games from last week. One game that was very jubilous for one individual here and one that was brutal for another. So we'll be right back after this break.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavil of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, episode 729. This is the Indy Report, and I have Tariq Wilson and Brandon King. All right, who want to go first?
I'll go first. I'll start with the bad news first. Bad news, good news first. I'll go with the bad news.
There's something good?
No, for Brandon, he got something good.
Oh, you go. I thought you said it was
Yeah.
good news about what happened with Hampton. All right, so let's start with you.
I'm gonna start out with something philosophical. What's that saying? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? I say all that to say I ain't watched that shit. I didn't curse, but I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch one snap of it. I knew it was going. I thought they were going to lose by 28. They exceeded my expectations and lost by something bigger than 28.
42.
Yeah,
what they lost by.
And they were up at the half. What was it? What were they up 40?
It was 49-0 at the half.
At the half. Who gonna watch that, man? Come on, man.
I watched.
Crazy.
Listen, I was with my girl and my daughter, and in between I had the game going, and I was watching this, and I was asking myself, this is insane. And part of the biggest problem that I noticed was the biggest issue. Hampton couldn't move the ball at all. So you kept giving Villanova short fields. Their quarterback went 10 for 13 for 166 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Man.
Like, think about that for a second. 10 for 13, 166, and 5 TDs.
It's like that's bad. They don't give resistance. They get punched in the mouth once and then that's it. They just lay down.
Yeah, it was pretty much dominant from the gate. And then Hampton showed a little bit of life in the second half, but it didn't matter. Like, as soon as
playing
Hampton
like third stringers, right?
Yeah, as soon as Hampton scored a touchdown, they responded immediately. Then Hampton scored again, and that was the final score. And that was it. Like, it was 49-0 at the half. Like, after the half, I did turn it off. Like, I heard that, hey, Hampton scored, and I'm like, great. They didn't get shut out because they oof. It was a rough game, man. And I know who you guys got up next, and I'm praying for y'all. For those who don't know who they have next, they have number 9 Monmouth coming to homecoming this weekend.
Oh man,
we got them for senior day, so I'm gonna feel your pain in a couple weeks. We got them for senior day.
Oof. I mean, that offense. The only thing that helps us somewhat is that Monmouth, they don't care about defense.
They don't.
So they just want you to score so they can score.
That's right. And they're fun to watch offensively. Very fun to watch offensively. I got myself in a little bit of trouble on Twitter.
What'd you say?
Somebody made a whole video about it. I finally watched it last night. I'll probably get into details on the show later tonight when I do MD on the HBCU Nightly Network. So basically I guess shout out to HBCU Sports. They did a whole article talking about Jackson State also wants to be compared to what they would be in the FCS, and my response was, well, the first step you should do is probably like schedule, like you want to do that. And I had the JSU folks on my neck, and then I guess somebody did a whole video about it. Spent 12 minutes of their time to do a whole video about my tweets. And my point was just simple. I'm like, when A&T was having their Celebration Bowl run, we were playing out of conference teams, and that was when the MEAC was a much larger conference, right? Y'all were still in it at a point, so like MEAC at the time was larger than the SWAC, and we still had space to play out of conference games to be competitive, like playing top 10 FCS programs like a Jacksonville State, playing FBS programs that are winnable like your ECUs, your Kent States, playing those games just to get an idea of the test. And they're doing that a little bit more with the FBS programs that they're playing. But I feel like they should, instead of scheduling like a D2 school or scheduling a SWAC opponent that's a non-conference game, test yourself out with some of these other opponents within the FCS and help grow the strength of your conference. So I wasn't trying to go at Jackson State. Like, I think folks got that misconstrued. I think it's ultimately about across the board. And there's some teams in the MEAC that's guilty of it too. I'm looking at you, Morgan. So like, there's, you got to do better at scheduling opponents. Same goes when it comes to, homecoming. Like, they want to win homecoming, so you schedule Westgate, you schedule Lincoln, California, you schedule VUL, you schedule a D2 school. Like, schedule somebody at homecoming. That's all.
Yeah, schedule a Monmouth for your homecoming. That's brilliant.
I wouldn't recommend scheduling a Monmouth, but like Schedule a conference game. Schedule a conference game that's not Monmouth. Like, don't schedule what you didn't. Nobody thought Monmouth was gonna be this good either. By the way,
Right.
they thought they were gonna be decent, but then the wheels came off, and they're gonna probably end up winning the freaking. They're gonna end up winning the CAA at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man. So do we have a chance at all?
No. The concern I have is that you guys don't have any consistency on offense. Like, even though Monmouth can't stop anybody, you got to have consistency. Like, I watched the majority of the Delaware State Monmouth game, and Delaware State was capable to run on those guys for the bulk of the game.
Yeah.
But the problem that killed them was when they could not score, Monmouth could, because Delaware State doesn't play defense either. And that was literally the difference.
You know what's killing us? We lost our starting tight end a couple weeks ago, and he was a big dude. He was like an extra lineman, so he can help with our tackles on the edge. And we got no help out there, man. I mean, it's what you pin your ears back, like, and we still doing that spread, right? So we're not helping them. So those guys, they're having a very difficult time out there with these ends, especially in the CAA. So I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what else folks need to see from Boykins in this program, but they're gonna see it Saturday and in front of everybody. I mean, expectations are so low. I even saw like the president say something like, "Yeah, come watch the game too." It wasn't like, we're gonna win. We was like, "Yeah, come watch it."
Do y'all sell out your homecoming game?
No. It depends on who we playing.
That's fair.
Depends on who we playing, but it'll be a good crowd. It'll be
I'm not doubting that. I know. Coach Jermaine Jackson got into a little bit of heat about talking about how that the game wasn't sold out yet for Prairie View. So, and then it got me thinking about, well, who sells them out? Like, I mean, A&T's joints would sell out since like first day tickets went on sale, but I know everybody's not like that. But it's just fascinating when he said that the tailgate sold out, the parking sold out, the RV parking sold out, but the game ain't sold out. That kind of hit a little bit home a little bit for me.
Let me ask you a last question. So this is, for my time watching Hampton, this is a historically underperforming Pirates team.
Okay. Being nice.
Yeah, being nice. So when y'all were underperforming these past couple of years, were y'all getting beat like this?
Last year was bad.
Yeah.
Last season, we averaged over 30 points. Our losses was over 30 points from home.
So there's hope, because your team looked like they got life this year. So we can turn it around quick.
You're going to have to make a change.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
We got, hopefully somebody writes a check this homecoming.
Y'all just signed that man and made him the permanent coach last year.
Hopefully somebody write a check this homecoming. I ain't writing the check. I'm gonna give money to the basketball. They trying to raise some money for NIL for basketball. That's where my money's going. I ain't wasting no money on this.
I don't think folks realize how quick Vincent Brown destroyed our program. It did not take long.
Yeah.
Because even in the first season, they had some games where there were some games where they were competitive, but part of it was because of the talent that was there. And then Brown got more of his guys in. And to be fair to Gibbs, a lot of the folks, those are Brown guys. So Brown knew how to recruit in some areas. So I got to give him some credit in that aspect. He just couldn't coach.
Right.
And because we look different. Kevin White was, he had a chance to leave and he decided to stay with Brown because he was recruited under Sam. And he opted to stay. A lot of folks opted to stay. Like Eli Brickhandler, we used to pick on Eli. Folks used to pick on Eli. Eli's at Ohio State right now, man. So like so folks know how to recruit. But I will say this. If there's going to be a time for somebody to write a check, it's going to be this weekend.
Yeah.
And I say that because this could get really ugly. Like, really ugly.
I mean, can it get any uglier than Villanova?
Yes.
They can't because they called the dogs off. They could have put up 80. What's that? What's
Oh, they could have easily
times?
They could have easily dropped 80 on y'all.
84. They could have put up 84 points.
Yeah. As soon as the third quarter started and I realized, oh, these ain't the same guys from the first half, then I said, okay, y'all might get some points here.
But here's the thing. I knew, because I've been watching these guys for years, Villanova, they got class. They will not run it up on you. They will. Monmouth will not call the dogs off.
No, they will not.
They're going to score as much as they.
This is why, like, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. When I saw Monmouth play for the first time this year, I'm like, oh my God. And then I said, when are we playing them? And I looked at the schedule and it was senior day. I was like, oh my God. oh, brutal.
But
you
know
I will
what?
say this. I think
I ain't watching
Monmouth,
it, so I'm not watching.
What do you mean not? What you ain't gonna be at homecoming?
Nah, I can't make it this year.
Oh, okay. Because you just moved. Yeah. This might be a good one to miss.
Yeah, I'm missing it. I'm not watching it.
The MEAC commissioner is going to do some events there from what I saw, but I know she's a Hampton alum. So
yep, we got the MEAC commissioner and the CIAA commissioner.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But,
Speaking of CIAA, I think we would finish 4th in the CIAA this year.
I'm not gonna beat my school up that bad. I'm not doing it. I think we probably could win it. I think the only one that probably maybe Virginia Union probably gives the most trouble.
Look what happened with East. I'm saying all this like, see, Hamptonians, we like sometimes, and fans too, right? You don't really like, and really, you're not really honest with where your team is. It's kind of like, oh no, we are bad.
No, I think
we
Virginia Union is like the only one where I'll be concerned that I was losing into. I think we can beat everybody else this year.
Yo, we should have lost to Elizabeth City.
No, y'all should have. Y'all absolutely should have. You know, but like I think A&T's been playing so like we had William and Mary.
Yeah, y'all on a different trajectory.
Y'all had Maine. We had Maine beat. Should have beat South Carolina State 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we're like even though we're a 1-win team, I think we could probably be in the middle of the pack of the SWAC, like probably top 4 in the SWAC. I'll stand by that because there's only 2 teams in the SWAC, 2.5.
Yep.
Mr. King, I know you're happy.
Look, you with that remark, you already got folk in the SWAC upset.
Well, I didn't say we could beat Jackson State, to be fair. Like I said top 4. Top 4 is where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I think top 4 in the SWAC. Some people will take offense. I think we would have trouble with Alabama State. We would have trouble with Jackson. We would have trouble with Prairie View a little bit. Prairie View would be interesting, and I think everybody else I think we can beat. I think we can beat Alabama State. I think we can beat Alabama A&M. I think we can beat everybody else. I'm Alcorn. Yeah, we can beat all the rest of those guys. I'm not.
Here's the thing, I'll say this in regards to the tweets in the show in question. When I read them, now granted, I don't have a dog in that particular fight, but I knew what you was getting at because, I mean, to keep it a stack, that's what we doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna let him step out.
Yeah.
All right. I
wanted to hear about that win because
we're gonna get
our folk were upset, man.
Let me tell you something. After that game, and we'll probably take a break. Brandon, after that game, I had questions. Tennessee State was dominant in that game, man. Like they were dominant, and I had questions. And a fun fact: Tennessee State has only scored over 20 points against HBCUs this year.
Wow!
They did it against us. They did it against Alabama A&M, and they did it against Howard on Saturday. Hey man, we ain't been a winning team since 2021, bro. So me and us and PV on the same boat in regards to that. Yeah, now. All right. So how you feeling, Brandon? Now, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, that's been a knock. The scheduling or the lack thereof has been a knock across the board for the SWAC for a while. So, I mean, it wasn't like this was some shock or some revelation. I mean, that's been kind of known for a while, so I don't know why folks was getting all tight about it.
You got to
I
send me those
mean,
tweets, man, because you know I'm not on Twitter. So send me a link to it. I like.
I'll shoot you the link. I'll shoot you
Yeah.
the link after the show.
but
And the thing is, and it's not, and the thing is, I didn't. It looked like that's why when I responded to somebody after, I was clear saying it's not just a JSU issue; it's across the board. Like I think a lot of the schools within the conference they don't prioritize it, and that's okay. Like if you're trying to set up shop to win the Celebration Bowl, that's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and that's fine. You can do that. But then when you start saying, well, what ifs, but you don't want to be in the what if conversation. That's where I'm at. Like
so
you kind of
true.
don't want, yeah, you don't want to be in the what if conversations. You shouldn't, if you wanted to be in the what if conversations, you would schedule better.
Right.
That's where I was at. And I think folks took offense to that, but that's how I feel about it. Like if you want to be in the what ifs, you schedule better. You play better out of conference opponents. Because you can have those you can try to make those attempts, but a lot of times I don't think they do.
And it takes a while too, right? I mean, it's a different style of play. Look, the MEAC, at least at the bottom half of the CAA, is competitive. But even, many years ago, couldn't beat any CAA team. So the SWAC would have to ramp up and figure out how to play
You don't hit girls.
ball
Stop.
other than SWAC ball.
No. Stop, Gigi.
And the thing about it is that I think Jackson State could probably compete with some of these teams.
Some of them.
But it'd be nice to get a look and get a glance. Because when A&T scheduled North Dakota State, that was like around the same time where we were like on the trajectory, and then COVID happened. And then post-COVID, we were ravaged. Like the team was ravaged. They lost talent because we made the decision not to play during COVID. So we lost people, and it showed. So by the time we got to the re date in 2022, we were not the same squad that would have been in 2020.
Right.
That could have given, we had NFL players on that roster. Like it would have been a different game than what the heck we saw when we went up to Fargo.
You see all this slander in the chat, man.
Mike, y'all haven't won a Division I game yet, sir.
Yeah, we're not trash. We're just down on our luck. Unfortunate.
It's a tough year. Just a tough year.
It happens. When the last time Morgan won anything?
2014.
Yeah.
With 4 other teams in the MEAC. I call that the Jackson 5 champions because there were 5 champions that year.
They're even ruining Wilson. I like that guy, but he can't win there. Nobody can win there.
I don't know if we're just going to put it on the fact that it's Morgan. I'll leave it at that based on what I've been hearing. But yeah, man. So how you feeling after your great victory? Your great victory against Howard. Y'all went 2-0 in the series. In the home and home.
So
Don't hit me.
hold on, let me get up. So they proved me wrong because I put it on wax not once, not twice, but 3 times. And ironically, the things that I said would happen to us, we were able to do to Howard. Come on up here, because that's all you need. Let me try this. Okay, there we go.
Oh boy, a bottle.
There we go. So
now you got the quiet.
Yep.
I mean, it was a good win. I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw. Although, even though we scored, like I said, 24 points, offensive production, it wasn't necessarily what I would consider eye-popping. I think we have 7 first downs or something along those lines. Again, a lot of it, you take advantage of turnovers and short fields, which when you are offensively challenged, those are the things that you have to do in order to try to generate offense. So,
random question. Do you know who your leading rusher was in that game?
Yeah, it was the quarterback. Yeah, Byron McNair. They had 44 yards.
And your leading receiver was the running back. That's kind of wild.
And here's the thing. Most of that came off one play.
Oh, friendly reminder. Don't give me flashbacks, sir.
Woo. Yeah, man. Hang in there.
You'll be all right.
Yep.
I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. But the game, Howard's panicking right now. Like, there's a legitimate concern that they could lose to Morgan this weekend.
What
It's their
happened to
homecoming.
him?
Ever since the Richmond game, man, they have not been the same team.
Did they get beat up? They lose some
They
guys?
blew the lead. They had a lead and they kind of blew it at the end. And they haven't been the same team.
Richmond might have showed something on film that they just cannot stop.
I believe sometimes it's mental too, man. When you have a rough loss like that, sometimes there's a mental aspect to it. I think some of that's with A&T and the way they've been losing too, because we were up 9-0 against South Carolina State.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, turnover here, turnover there, big play here, 22-9.
Maybe that's our problem. We just not locked in.
No, yeah. I mean, it's and the thing is now Tennessee State is playing Western Illinois. And like I said, and I don't know if Brandon was here when I said it, but like I said before, the only time that Tennessee State has scored over 20 points this season is against HBCUs. They did it against us. They did it against Alabama A&M, and they did it against Howard. They haven't broke 20 points outside of those 3 games, which should be concerning going up against Western Illinois. But if Brandon got a chance, I would love to get his thoughts on that. If he's there. He's probably still dealing with the noise situation. All right, he's disappearing. All right, hopefully he'll come back. He's gonna get things situated. But I'm not sure. I'm concerned. I'm still concerned about them offensively, with regards to that. All right. Here he's back. So how are you feeling about Western Illinois, sir?
I don't know if the winning streak's going to go to 2. I think Western has gotten better. Their program is headed in the right direction. And I mean, honestly, I think overall we are too. But since, they haven't had obviously the changes in terms of coaching staffs and things of that nature, they have more of a continuity in terms of building their program. So they may get us this year, but I don't.
1-7, man. They're 1-7, Brandon.
Have you seen us?
Y'all aren't 1-7, Brandon.
We were we were a 1-and before the Howard game.
I'm just saying, this is the one y'all gotta get. Y'all gotta get this one. Y'all gotta get this one. Because I'm looking at the rest of your schedule. You got Lindenwood, UT Martin, Charleston Southern, and Tennessee State. And Gardner Webb left. So y'all gotta get this one. This is the one y'all gotta get. Y'all gotta get this one. Y'all gotta break the streak. You gotta score 20 points 2 games in a row. Y'all gotta get this one. I didn't realize they were that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
That they're 1-7.
They used to be a powerhouse, man.
Now as for us against Campbell, if we can't beat Campbell, man, I don't know who we're gonna beat at this rate. I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. Like Campbell does have continuity on their side. They've played well.
They're big too. They're a big team.
They're big, man. Oh my God. They've always had big offensive linemen though. But Campbell, do they even have a conference win yet?
They beat us.
Yeah, they have one against y'all.
Yeah.
But that's the only one they have. Outside of that, Oh no, they beat Bryant too. So they got 2. They beat Bryant in overtime.
I forgot about Bryant.
So we'll see. I mean, it's an opportunity. I think my biggest concern, and I'll keep it a beam with y'all, is if the fans are going to come to this game. I'm thinking they probably will because it's a closer team, but it'll be after what happened with homecoming, and then you had 2 weeks to stew on it. I'm hoping that they come out, but we'll see. I'm curious to see what the attendance number is going to be for this one.
Yeah, that's a local team, so they should be.
I think Campbell's going to travel. Like
yeah.
I think the folks from Blues Creek they're gonna make the trip, but that's probably one of my bigger concerns is what the attendance is going to be for this game. So I'm hoping the locals. I was supposed to go to this game, but I had to cancel my trip. So I'm curious to see what it's going to look like.
I'll always remember Campbell. My son will always remember Campbell because the first Campbell game we went to against Hampton, that's when my son was big into Toy Story. And the announcer, he sounded like Mater from is that Toy Story, the guy, the truck? He had the old truck. And it's
Yeah.
third down.
Yeah.
Always remember Campbell. Third down.
The Campbell Camels.
That's right.
So we'll see. I mean, A&T schedule is not after this. It doesn't get kind for us.
Who y'all got at the end?
We got after this. We got Townsend. We got to go to Townsend. Actually, no, we don't. No, Townsend's at home. So we got 2 consecutive home games. So we got Townsend at home. Townsend travels. Believe it or not, they came. When we played them for G-Ho, they had some fans there. Believe it or not. Then we got to go up to Stony Brook.
Oh, I might go to that game.
Yeah, I can't. I got another conflict that weekend, so I can't go to that. And then senior day is against Monmouth, and then we close out the season at Elon. So overall, it's gonna be rough sledding after this. Towns is good. Stony Brook might be ranked. If not,
no, they're not ranked.
They're not ranked anymore.
No,
they're probably receiving votes. Monmouth is ranked. There ain't no debate about that.
So and Elon is big and nasty. So
yeah. So
another
I think
big team.
Our best chance would be Campbell at home this weekend, but we'll see. And it was not Toy Story, it was Cars. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, sorry.
Cars.
Yep. Thanks, ODB.
I know some of them. I don't know all of them.
Thank you. It's third down.
Let me see. Miag Mike, I think Jackson State should be ranked because they look good. I don't disagree here. I don't agree here. I think they should be ranked. I absolutely think they should be ranked.
They haven't lost yet?
Not in the SWAC, no. And they're not going to at this point.
Who did they lose? Oh, Southern Miss.
They lost to Southern Miss. They
should be ranked. They should be ranked.
Yeah, they should be ranked. Yeah, no. I'm not foolish. All right. They should be ranked. I think they're one of the more impressive teams in the FCS. Just be nice if we could see it. Like they're not gonna have a problem with Grambling this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna have a problem, even though Grambling typically has their number. But they're not gonna have a problem with Grambling this weekend. But no. They have Grambling, FAM. FAM ain't that good. Valley. Their biggest challenge left on their schedule is Jackson State. It's Bethune. It's Bethune-Cookman. But they can score a lot of points. Outside of that, they got Grambling, FAM, Valley, Bethune, and Alcorn. I'm going to that game. I'm going to the Soul Bowl. I know they call it something else when it's in Jackson, but yeah, I'm going to that game. So I'm going to that game against Alcorn. And that ain't gonna be much of a game either. Like I think I'll probably have to leave after the bands play at that rate.
Yeah, they've been kicking butt. Yeah, they should be ranked.
Yeah, no. They should be ranked. Their biggest challenge was Alabama State, which was expected. And Alabama State pretty much got it down to the final play. And Alabama State's good too. They pretty much got Dilfer fired because UAB almost lost to them. So Bama State's good too. It's kind of, it kind of sucks because I think I would have been fascinated to see Bama State in the playoffs too. But once again, the scheduling, it's killing them. Like, Miles is a rival school. I get it. It's a rivalry. I get it. But you can't schedule like this and expect to get credit for it. It's just unfortunate.
No. They really want credit for those wins? Or they want to be able for at-large bids?
And the other problem they have is that they play Tuskegee for the Turkey Day Classic when the FCS playoffs is happening. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to get it anyway.
Yeah, it's academic.
I don't think they would have made the playoffs with that schedule. If the Turkey Day Classic was not that day, and it was during the regular season, I think their schedule isn't strong enough to make the playoffs.
Nope.
When you have the Ivy League now taking a slot, and they might have a chance to get 2 slots, it's not. There's no way. I think the Ivy League entering the FCS playoffs makes it very difficult for HBCUs to get an at-large bid. It was already hard as it is, but you have to have the perfect schedule. Like I think the only HBCU that there's 2 HBCUs based on their scheduling that I feel like they could have potentially gotten an at-large bid if they would have got their business handled. And that's the school down the road and Delaware State. But school down the road lost New Hampshire, so that doesn't help them. And Delaware State lost to Monmouth and Sacred Heart. That doesn't help them. But they had a schedule that would have been arguably strong enough, especially if they could have pulled that upset against Monmouth. That would have been a game changer. Then they would have been receiving votes. Then you would have had a debate, especially if Monmouth would have moved on and won the conference. Then you have a statement win that would have been arguable to put Delaware State there if they don't win the MEAC. If they end up going 4-1 and they lose the school down the road. Outside of those 2, that's it. Bama State, if they didn't have the Turkey Day Classic and they beat UAB, maybe. But outside of that, because I think they would have had to beat UAB because they're playing against 2 Division 2 opponents this year. It's about scheduling, guys, because they're going to count how many FCS wins you have. And you got to have that matters. And, so. But yeah. But whenever I talk about it, they think I'm hating. But that's just what I see.
It's just facts. Many years ago, this was one of our best podcasts. Like people listened to it for years. Like we gave a primer on how HBCUs get into the playoffs and win in playoffs. And it's not, if you don't schedule tough opponents, you cannot win in the playoffs. You cannot. It's a different brand of football when you come from playing a SWAC or MEAC and then just plop into the playoffs. It's just different. And you got to play those guys often. That's why the MEAC is starting to win, because they're playing teams and they're figuring out how to play a different game. So the SWAC, it would take a couple years for them to adjust and get used to a different style.
You got to have coaches that want to go beyond just winning the SWAC.
Yeah.
And I think right now they probably only have 2 coaches right now. 3, I'll say 3. 3 coaches that think that way. And
well, you got to fund it too, right? You got to those extra dudes, those extra little knickknacks around the edges of your program. You got to fund all that little stuff. You got them little fridges of muscle milk all over the place. All that little stuff. All that little stuff.
It was in our previous coach's contract. To fund that stuff. Yeah, MEAC. But the thing is, the MEAC has to schedule tough out of conference too because of the fact that there's only 6 teams.
Yep.
So they got to have 6. They got to do 6. They have to have 7 out of conference games. 7.
Wow.
7 out of conference games. They have to find 7 out of conference games every year. And there's we're playing Morgan next year, so Morgan, I think they're trying to improve their scheduling. They don't want to be out here playing D2 and VULs and
Westgate.
Westgates. So we'll see.
Is that game at Morgan or?
Oh no, it's gonna be in Greensboro.
Oh, okay.
I have a theory. I think that's gonna be the homecoming opponent.
Ooh.
That's my theory. I can't confirm that, but I think that's gonna be the homecoming opponent.
That'd be cool. I like Morgan. They got good people.
Largest HBCU versus third largest HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Then they can see what a homecoming looks like. I don't know what Morgan be doing at theirs, but they can see what the real one looks like. But either way, Mr. King, how you feeling, man? You look like you look like you going through the ringer, man.
I remember those days. Don't miss them, boy.
Yo, my man look like he gone through.
Yep,
gone through everything over the last 20 minutes, man.
I feel like Howard after Saturday.
Yep.
I got to do a show with Erica tonight, man. Please be generous.
Oh,
maybe. Okay.
Every time you speak Howard, somebody start hollering, man. Just say that word.
Nah. I always remember, Emmett, it's not babysitting when it's your child. Yeah. It's not babysitting when it's your child. I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, don't say that to your wife. Baby, don't say that. It
ain't babysitting when it's yours.
It was completely quiet before I hit the enter the studio button. The
Nah,
moment I hit that button, just want to sit here. Okay, we'll sit
yeah,
here.
we. So I'm gonna go and do a quick plug. So 9 o'clock tonight on Eastern Standard Time. 'Cause I know a lot of folks check this show out on Central. I have a show on HBCU Nightly Network with my boy Malcolm Banks called MD. We're going to be interviewing Steve White from the NFL Network tonight. So that's going to
Nice.
be an interesting interview. We're going to talk about Howard and Morgan. I might try to sneak in a couple NFL questions too while I'm in there. So that should be a good show tonight. So that'll be good. And I'm going to talk about Jeff and talk about rivalries. Like, what's a rivalry? And homecomings. Selling out homecomings. Do you sell them out? How do you sell them out? Like what can we learn from different places? Like, I don't, wow.
Yeah.
Adam,
We didn't have a sellout. I think we had 14 and some change.
that's pretty good.
That's good.
That's good. I mean, that's how big PV Stadium is. It's about 15,000. So I would think they could sell out that, but we'll see. And they're winning. That's the thing. They're winning. Like, they're 4-0 in the conference. But I think I was looking on Twitter, and they were saying some people just didn't like the opponent. And I'm like, man, I didn't think folks cared about the opponent during homecoming. They're playing Lincoln, California.
Oh, come on, man.
They got to get that win, man. You know that. They got to get that win.
For what?
That's what
It's like the Globetrotters playing the Washington Generals, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Savannah Bananas. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
You can book that.
We got to stop.
I can relate to a coach calling out fans for their attendance.
I know you can. That's why I wanted to bring it up while you was on the screen. I know you can. And you know the irony of that is, what did he do after that?
Last year? Well,
no, he left.
Well, yeah.
He left.
He did.
And there was already reports that he's already getting looks at other places. Like, guys, you want to keep good coaches, you gotta support the team.
You do.
Yeah, homecoming's the first step. Like, you should be able to have that place packed for homecoming.
If there's any game that you should have a good crowd, it should be that.
So, Jerry, here's my thing. Hear me out. Hear me out here. Here's my thing. You don't know what the weather's going to be like in August, in September. You have no idea what the weather's going to be like for your homecoming then. That's my thing. Like, that should be numero uno. Like, if there's any game that should sell out, it should be that one. And it should be before the week of. But maybe I got different standards from my institution versus others. But, like,
let me add in another
you're
factor,
using weather
though.
as the excuse of why you're not going to buy tickets. But my point is the tickets should have already been bought.
Hey, man, something I've heard at some of our homecomings, but money's kind of tight, man, for a lot of folks.
Oh, I know it is. Oh, it absolutely is. I might get furloughed next week, man. You ain't got to tell me.
Oh, you're enjoying a vacation by the feds?
Oh, no, I'm not furloughed yet.
Oh, okay.
Like, we were told that it possibly might happen next week.
Oh, you're essential.
Well, I mean, yeah, my job is essential. However, the way that we get funded is different than most of the federal government. So typically, historically, when we have these shutdowns, if we have cash, I don't know, I'm getting the work subject, but if we have cash on hand, we can keep operating until we run out of money.
Yep.
The problem is that it's Navy wide. And it's a Navy wide issue right now because of the DRP and a bunch of other things that was implemented earlier in the year. So the money is dwindling much faster than it normally would. Because my company has 6 months of carryover, but that doesn't matter if the Navy doesn't have any money. So if they start running out of money, they're going to tell us to go home. So I think next week will be the time to go home.
Yeah, that matters. I mean, so many of us work for some capacity in the government as contractors or directly.
Mm-hmm.
So, our pockets looking kind of tight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's tight. And somebody asked me the question that was like, hey, are you going to still do your vacations? I'm like, yup. Yep, I've already paid for them.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna cancel them now. I'm supposed to be going to Mississippi to go see Jackson and go to Thanksgiving with my lady. I'm going. Hopefully it doesn't last that long, but I'm not optimistic about it. I will say that. They're gonna at least break the record. So the record's 35 days? So they'll break that and then we'll figure the rest out. Those tickets are purchased the week of usually. Wow, for homecoming. Wow. I'll give y'all a quick rundown of how A&T does their season tickets. The season tickets go on sale during the summer. Athletic Foundation supporters get dibs on the season tickets first. So they get theirs first. Then it's available to the public. When I think the deadline's like in August, I believe. When the deadline hits in August, then general admission happens on sale. It goes on sale. And typically when general admission goes on sale, homecoming sells out first within the first 20 minutes. Then Aggie Eagle picks up. Any other HBCUs we play pick up. And then they try to do packages with another CAA opponent to try to get folks to buy tickets in multiple games type of thing. They do like 2-game packages, 3-game packages and stuff like that. That includes like the school down the road, or it includes Hampton. And that's the way we do it. But homecoming is pretty much done within like the first 20 or 30 minutes once it's open to the public. Like that's the first to go.
Okay.
That's the first to go. And then people end up paying more the week of because they want to go to the game. They end up paying $225 to $300, which is the cost of a season ticket. And that's what I always say when people are looking for tickets on the week of. I'm like, you could have just bought a season ticket, but you'll end up paying more now. Any last thoughts before we close out?
Go Pirates.
Brandon?
Hey, let's go Tigers.
All
Prove me
right.
wrong again.
Yeah, please, for his sake.
Man,
Come on,
start
A&T.
picking-
Get another conference win, man. You've already gotten one. Let's get one more. Let's just get one more. We need it bad because otherwise we might end up 1-11. All right. Thank you listening to Inside HBCU Sports Lab. Make sure you share your podcast with your friends and colleagues. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at champd1012. Go to hupirateShip.com for Big Reek. Go to sneakershoptalk.com while Brandon's out here writing these phenomenal articles. Make sure you follow Dr. Kiana Cavil at Dr. Kiana Cavil on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Follow Inside the HBCU Sports Lab 1 on Facebook and Inside the HBCU Sports Lab on YouTube. We look forward to next week as we discuss the latest news in the lab. Dream big and continue to move forward. We'll talk to you soon. Reek.
Of course.
Brandon.
Lecture.
Dismiss. Bye, everybody.